Hello, my friends from Sportingbet. How are you doing? This is very white. This is better. So, another weekend of La Liga and the Premier League after an interesting Champions League week. Interesting because of Manchester City, and we'll talk about them in a minute. And because of Isco. Have you seen what he did? He's definitely become one of the hot properties of the European market, if you like. He can go for 20 million euros. Malaga at the moment are not selling, but he has become a superstar of Malaga. Helped them last season to be fourth, scored twice in the first league in the Champions League ever for Malaga, and the display was just fantastic. Keep an eye on him because there's a big player in there. Another short, I was going to say midfielder, but it's almost a forward, plays on the whole, and has got an eye for keeping the ball and for assisting, that is, for taking the right decisions at the right time. So, well done Malaga there. And we're going to talk a little bit about Manchester City Arsenal. Manchester City at home, and Arsenal, although defensively they do look stronger than they had done for a long while, and with Cazorla they've got an extra element up front. They may actually scare Manchester City, but at home they just seem to be going hit all cylinders, is that how you say it? Anyways, just go very strongly up front, and even a very good defensively Arsenal may just be not strong enough to beat this Manchester City. Because the Manchester City that we're gonna see on at the weekend at home will surely nothing to do with the one that we saw at the Santiago Bernabeu, and it was so disappointing. I had been talking to the Spanish media and had been talking about City. I expected much more from them. I do feel, and we said it here, I do feel they still got reach before that level and can compete at that level. But it was disappointing to hear Mancini saying that the team didn't have courage. But then
he actually, when Nasri comes off, he brings on Kolarov, and I think it wasn't just Real Madrid pushing Manchester City back that forced them to stay in that position. It was a strategy. It had to be, because the lines, the three midfielders, the four at the back, they actually dropped very deep, and obviously when the ball got to Tevez or to Silva, they were just miles to go from there. Not a team performance, not a good team performance. And I guess if he had been 2-2, people would have got a little bit confused and said, well, they defended well, Manchester City, they deserve the points. I just think that with the amount of money they have and the talent they have, they should be doing much more than that. So forget the result. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo 10 all ran at the end, but it was just more than that made the Manchester City performance disappointing. So I think they just have enough to actually do more. But when you consider that they have an Italian coach and they are still defending poorly, you saw, how there were so many gaps in one side when Real Madrid was attacking the other side. You saw how there was no pressure on the man on the ball. You saw how they just didn't keep possession for long enough. The kind of things that you need actually if you're going to go far in Europe. So I expect they should be getting that soon, because they do have the quality, no doubt about that. But it was a bit disappointing to go to Santiago Bernabeu and play that way. Anyway, that's one. I think Manchester City will probably beat Arsenal though, and in the Premier League. And in the Premier League, one more, just quickly. Swansea Everton, which will be one of the games I'll be looking forward to, because I know both managers. I know I've got friends in both clubs, and they just represent like two different ways of doing things. Swansea, of course, after such a strong start, they were disappointing against Aston Villa. Pablo may start at the weekend, and they're going to have to just keep going with their essence and the way they play. Everton, on the other hand, it has got more possession than people think. There's they're very compact, very strong unity there. I went to see them last week and talked to the manager, and I just see that there is a potential there to actually be top four for Everton. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, if Pienaar and Baines on one side keep doing as much damage as they did against Newcastle, then we're talking about difficult afternoon for Swansea. So I think actually that Everton could actually take the 3 points, and it will put Swansea a little bit where it belongs. it would be again perhaps be seen as an underdog instead of just a potential European place for them. We will see if that takes place, but it's a matter of just keep going. Even if they get defeated, just keep going with that idea that they have, and I'm sure Michael Laudrup will insist on that. And in Spain, how about Rayo Vallecano, Real Madrid? And the reason for that one, of course, is that on the back of what they did in the Champions League, Real Madrid now should feel confident and go for the 3 points against Rayo. But last season, they actually had to get a little miracle from Cristiano Ronaldo. You remember that he hit the ball with his back heel and went through a lot of legs to actually score the only goal of the game. It could be difficult for Real Madrid, but there is one thing that Rayo has got this year which may benefit them against smaller teams but affect them against bigger sides. They play with 3 at the back. They're very brave in their approach. They were last season as well, but last season, if they need be, they just will drop back and they have enough players there with personality to handle a lot of what was coming through them. But on this one, it's a lot about playing. It's about, as I'm saying, 3 at the back, and perhaps not adjusted as they should be, as they showed against Atletico Madrid when they went 4-0 down. It was very deceiving that they scored 3 at the end, but the 3 were either scored or assisted, intervened by the 3 players that came from the bench: Elas, Delibasic and Chori Dominguez. So they'll probably take part of the team. There's quality there, but I think that Real Madrid are now just going to go on a run of victories, and this would be one of them. So let's see if that's the case. Enjoy the weekend. I will certainly will. Bye bye.